I'm Max Dinnick from Max Talks Movies, and welcome everyone to a brand new episode of Max Talks Box Office. Today, I'm going to be breaking down the box office of this past weekend, which was August the 22nd to the 24th, 2025. A very interesting box office breakdown show for you guys today. We're also going to look at the domestic and worldwide numbers, preview the movies that are also coming out this week, and also give you a preview of my videos that will be hitting the channel this week. So welcome back, everyone, to a brand new box office show here. If you're new to the channel, guys, please hit that subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, added theater reactions, movie franchise rankings, and this show, talking box office every single Monday. So if you like this type of video, I'm here every Monday. Please subscribe and ring the bell. It would really mean the world to me. Comment down below. What are your thoughts on Max Talks box office and this past box office weekend? What did you see this past weekend? What are you gonna see this upcoming weekend? I love talking with you guys in the comments, so please comment down below. And also, guys, please hit the thumbs up button. Now, before I get into this box office breakdown show, guys, I do want to say thank you because I did get invited to a screening this past week. I wait to tell you guys once I actually see the movie and go through the whole screening process. But I saw The Roses, which is coming out this Friday early for you guys. Already posted that review here on the channel. But every time I get invited to a screening, I just feel like I need to thank you guys because, again, we're still growing every single day. And to even get noticed by a movie studio or an ad agency that our channel is worthy for to go to these movie screenings means a lot. Again, it's what I want out of this channel, to be able to go to movie screenings, get advanced screenings, get reviews out well ahead of time. And so I'm not giving you guys reviews right before you go see a movie or right after you go see a movie. It'll give you time and be taken more seriously. So it felt good this past week that it wasn't just like I was recognized from like social media. We were recognized because of Max Talks Movies was on the list. So just want to thank you. Hopefully we get more screenings in the near future. The best way to do that is keep supporting the channel and subscribing and liking and sharing the videos wherever you can. So thank you guys so much. Without further ado, let's get into this past weekend's box office domestically, which was August the 22nd to the 24th. And the number one movie was K-pop Demon Hunters Sing Along. Now, if you're not familiar, this is a Netflix original movie, which has been on Netflix for just over a month, and it has become the second most watched Netflix film of all time. But due to that much success, Netflix chose to release this film over 2 days in 1,700 theaters, a sing-along fan event screenings, where if you've been to a sing-along before, basically the lyrics will pop on screen for the songs. And the movie made $18 million. It is the first time ever that a Netflix original movie topped the box office charts at number one for a domestic weekend. This is huge, game-changing news for Netflix because if you're not familiar, Netflix always basically has made sure that their movies are exclusively on Netflix. Because if they release a movie for a month in theaters and then it goes right to Netflix, what they assume is most people are going to wait to see the movie on Netflix, or you're going to miss a lot of your audience who are going to see it in theaters instead of just getting them to Netflix because they are a streaming service. But they have been quietly wanting to release some of their films in theaters. The most recent one I can think of was the Glass Onion movie, the Knives Out sequel. That was released in very limited theaters. I saw that in theaters a month before it hit Netflix. But I think that was like too much in advance, where some people saw it in theaters a month early, and it caused for a lot of people to get spoilers because, again, most of the other people were waiting for Netflix a month later. But this was an interesting strategy where the movie already became a massive success on Netflix, and then they took it to theaters. Now, again, upcoming for them, their big deal with Greta Gerwig for Narnia was those films will be, at least the first film, will be released in IMAX. So we'll see if Narnia does really well in a couple years from now. But this will be a very big pivot point for Netflix because I actually think it's a good strategy where if a film becomes a big enough hit on the actual streaming service, like again, this film has been on the streaming service for about a month or so. So the people who then saw it on Netflix want to go see it then in theaters, and you can make even extra more money on the film. So I still think for Netflix, they're not going to make this like every now Netflix movie is going to be in theaters. I think it's going to be a very much a case by case thing, which I think they should do. I think it's actually a great strategy that if a movie blows up on Netflix, maybe wait a month or two, put the movie in theaters for these type of fan events and see what happens. Because again, if people love the movie at home, I bet you they would love to see it in theaters. And that's exactly what happened with K-pop Demon Hunters. Now, also it helps that sing-alongs have been doing very well in theaters. Wicked did significant box office, for example, on the sing-alongs. Moana does very well on the sing-along. So there are a lot of musicals out there that have been doing very good at these sing-along exclusive screenings. So again, Netflix does not report box office numbers. These are insider reports. So it's $18 million. It probably isn't exactly that, but it's very close to it. But what it can confirm is that no matter what the number is, K-pop is the number one movie of the box office. Major, major game changer for Netflix. It's a big story here moving forward. So Weapons was dethroned. It's at number two. It made $15.4 million in its third weekend, only dropped 37%, which is even a better drop than its second weekend. So now it's up to 115.6 just domestically. Again, this movie only cost around $37 million, the budget. So this movie, if it just had made $115 million worldwide, that's already a massive hit, but that's just domestic. So Weapons is a big success for Warner Brothers. They are just on a heater this year. If it's Sinners, Minecraft, Final Destination, Superman, F1, and Weapons. Just really good stuff for Warner Brothers. And their next big movie, if not mistaken, is the Conjuring movie, which will kick off September very soon. Freakier Fridays in third place from Disney. It dropped 36% in its third weekend. 9.2 million, 70 million domestic. Again, no one's really talking about this movie anymore. It's not doing good numbers. The drop here was good, but again, there's just nothing that came out this weekend. The biggest movie that came out this weekend was Honey Don't, and that movie didn't even make the top five. They're all limited release movies that came out this weekend. So that allowed K-pop to do really well, but also allowed some of these other movies to have solid drops, even though these numbers aren't terrific for any of these movies. So Freakier Friday is at number three. For Marvel, Fantastic Four, The First Steps is at four with 5.9 million in its fifth weekend. That's a 35% drop. 257 currently is where it stands domestically, where it stands overall. Is it's still not at 500 million, still at 478. So at some point, this movie will cross $500 million at this point, or crawl its way to $500 million worldwide. But again, with a $200 million budget before advertising, these are just not good numbers for Fantastic Four. And now with all this surrounding controversy and so many crazy stories so far heard from the Avengers Doomsday set, things seem to be not good at the moment for the MCU, and now they don't have another movie for another year or more. So it's going to be interesting with Marvel sitting on three disappointing box office numbers, bad PR for their new Avengers movie. It's going to be fascinating to see what happens over the next year from Marvel. And the bad guys too from DreamWorks Universal wraps up the top five in its fourth weekend. It dropped 32%. 5.1 million, 66 million overall domestically. Again, this franchise is not a big hit for DreamWorks, but these films do not cost $100 million. This one costs around 88 or something like that. So it's still not a big hit at all for Universal. But once it's already available on digital. So the fact that it's already on digital and it stayed in the top five, I think is an overall win for DreamWorks. When we move on to our domestic overall numbers, you can see them on the top left. Minecraft, Lilo and Stitch, still the top two. Superman 3, Jurassic World Rebirth 4, Sinners 5, How to Train Your Dragon 6, Fantastic Four at 7, Captain America at 8, Mission Impossible 9, Thunderbolts at 10. As I said, Weapons becomes the 13th movie of the year into the $100 million club. It's currently around 20 or so million behind Final Destination. And Final Destination, by the way, did already got greenlit for a sequel. So Warner Brothers is moving forward with that franchise as well. When we look at the worldwide numbers, also guys here on my top left, Lilo and Stitch is the only American film that's made $1 billion. Minecraft at 3, Jurassic World Rebirth at 4, How to Train Your Dragons at 5, Superman also barely over $600 million worldwide, 604, which again, I think they're fine numbers, but for the supposedly the most important character for this new era of DC, you would kind of expect a bigger number. Peacemaker just seems like no one's really talking about that right now. So we'll see how DC moves forward with, again, Supergirl and Clayface coming out next year. F1 is at 7. It, by the way, crossed $600 million worldwide, 603, which is, again, really amazing. And that film made over 400 million internationally. So that movie is a massive hit outside of the United States. Still made nearly 200 domestically, but wow, huge numbers for F1 internationally. Mission Impossible 8, Fantastic 4 at 9. So now we're coming up to, guys, the final box office weekend here of August, which I like to call the final box office really of the summer. In my opinion, even though school's kind of getting back in session, I still think September is when the fall season really kicks off. So coming out this weekend are three movies technically. The two big ones is the new Darren Aronofsky film Caught Stealing that stars Austin Butler and Zoe Kravitz. That movie's hitting theaters this Friday. Also hitting theaters is The Roses. That's a new movie I saw last week. It's starring Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Colman. Highly recommend it. My review is already out for that movie. That film is also hitting theaters this Friday, as well as in limited release, The Toxic Avenger, which stars Peter Dinklage. That movie is also hitting theaters this week. And that wraps up the box office weekend of August. Videos here on the channel, as I said, already posted my review of The Roses. That review is already out. This video is today. Tomorrow you'll get my review of the new Prime movie that just came out, The Map That Leads to You. That review will come out tomorrow. Wednesday, you'll get my new spoiler review for Alien Earth. You'll get my spoiler review for Peacemaker this week. Caught Stealing review on Friday. Tons of videos. And also, back here on Monday, I'll be back for another box office breakdown show.